Hello, FlossTube Stitchers. This is Shelly at Just Stitching Inc. in Strongsville, Ohio. Welcome back to my channel for our 6th video, which I'm going to call MAYnia Enthusiasm. But first of all, happy Mother's Day to all the moms, grandmas, aunts, mothers to fur babies out there. We hope everyone had a great day celebrating with family or friends. We went to church this morning and then had brunch at my brother's house with our parents and my sister-in-law's family. So that was nice. Today I'm in front of a pegboard wall that changes frequently. We recently had market merchandise there, and the reason I switched it up this week is because we got an unexpected loan of models from a customer named Betty who is between locations right now, and these pieces were in storage. And since most of them were framed here, she offered to loan them back to us until she's settled again. So we moved the With Thy Needle charts here, and let me see if I can identify the pieces for you. This is Summer at Cherry Hill, Stars and Stripes, and Sampler Hill. Those were the 3 from With Thy Needle. Then she also loaned us the Beekeeper from Plum Street Samplers, Bitter Flower from Birds of a Feather, and this is Hannah's Brownstone, which was released first as a kit from the Scarlet House, but is now available in chart form. So all of those are available, and if I don't have them now, they're being reordered next week. So she gets a 20% discount for having at least 6 things on display, and we offer that to many customers so that they have a better way of storing their holiday or other out-of-season pieces. They can enjoy them here when they come shopping or attend classes or come to stitch groups, and we also benefit because we can change our models around quicker. So let's get into MAYnia. My first stitch MAYnia is going great, guys. I actually made time to stitch a couple hours every day, and some of the smaller projects were actually completely finished in one day, or one day and a little bit of extra time on another day. I really had no business starting 31 new projects. I have a problem with not finishing things. But I was smart enough to choose smaller things at the beginning so that I would feel a sense of accomplishment. And really, everything I'm stitching has been on my bucket list or something already in my stitch bag. Sometimes I just hadn't decided yet on fabric, or I really wanted a fabric and it was taking a while to come in, or I need to place a silk order but I'm not ready yet, so I need to put that project on hold. So I didn't choose these projects specifically for MAYnia. They were already things I wanted to do. I just gathered them together, made final decisions, and got going on them. So don't hate me that I have some finishes. I'm only in competition with myself. So last week on day number 5, I hadn't stitched yet, so all I showed you was the kit. So I was working on Bent Creek Santa's Reindeer. And this is what I got accomplished. He has some texture on his mustache, which is fun. And I have 2 tips related to this project. One is on threading a needle. And I learned this from Jenny Thompson in a class I took several decades ago. She actually calls it needling the thread, and you'll see why. What you do is you drape your thread over, I use the meaty portion of my forefinger. I just put the thread over my finger, and then I put the, let's get the right side here, Shelly. Put the eye of the needle right over top of the thread, and then you scooch it until, can you see that? Till part of the thread comes out of the eye, and then you just continue to pull it through. So while this tip works well for different size needles, different number of strands and alternative fibers. I find it most helpful with pearl cotton because it has a different twist to it rather than a flat strand, and it also tends to be fuzzy on the end, and you're either continually trimming it or you're licking it, which is not fun with a fuzzy fiber. My second tip has to do with the order in which you stitch white versus dark or bright colors. So if you stitched the red part first and then you add the white, there is a high probability that you are going to be transferring red dye or fuzz all along the length of the white thread as you stitch with it. If you stitch the white first and then add the dark or bright color, the transference of color may only happen exactly where they touch at the edge of where the two colors meet. So that's not going to be as noticeable. So there you go, 2 tips in 1 project. On day 6, I worked on Bethlehem from Little House Needleworks. Get this board back up here. And I'm doing this on a natural color. Just got 3 letters done, but I think that's going to be kind of a quick stitch. On day 7, I worked on the little strawberry pot from Heartstring Samplery's Festive Little Fobs Springtime Edition. And here it is. The S could be for Shelley. She gave the whole alphabet, so I assumed it was supposed to be your own initial, but it could also be S for strawberry, or in my case, it could be S for Sarah, who was my paternal grandmother, a seamstress by trade, and she decorated her cheerful kitchen with strawberries. So I have some of the things that used to be in her kitchen as well as other strawberry things I've collected over the years. It kind of does double duty as the fruit and as the strawberry pincushion in stitching, so it kind of has a double meaning. I was a seamstress first before I got into other crafts. So I got a real kick out of the fact that I could do that in memory of her, add it to my strawberry collection on the hutch in my dining room in springtime, and get it done in 1 day. That's that. On day 8, I worked on the big project. It's not big though. It goes in this little round box. But there's 3 projects on the chart. So there's the round project, and then there's the scissor fob, but there's also a second scissor fob. So you actually get 3 projects. And this is what I've accomplished so far. Let's see. Actually, I think I missed a stitch in the bat. But anyway, I made my goal that day of doing the moon with the bats. I hate it when I find that I missed a stitch after I've already tied off all the tails. Oh well. All right, number 9 was Hero from the series of postcards from Summer House Stitchworks. I have wanted to do like all of these ever since I bought the first charts from her. I think it was at the 2015 Nashville market. I love the way it's kind of scrapbooked or collage, whatever kind of a finish you want to call it. And I chose to do the anchor. I'm also going to do the star on the same piece. I can't decide if I'm going to do separate ones because the Tim Holtz burlap panels come in 3 different sizes. This is kind of the medium size. So this will pretty much fill it up, but I might do a bigger one and then add the star to it. This is for it's not for my father. I'm going to keep it. But it's in honor of my father's military service. He was in communications with the U.S. Navy during the Korean War, and I thought it would be really fun to get one of his pictures in his sailor uniform, which I think is the best uniform of all the military services, and find some charms and some ribbon and whatever to gussy this up a little bit. Stitch that in 1 day as well. Why did I wait all those years? I have no idea. I probably couldn't decide on a fabric. That's my usual MO. Alrighty. Day 10, let me do this so you can't see through it. Day 10 was Halloween Ride from Emily at the Floss Box, and she's an American living overseas. We carry many of her fun Christmas and Halloween patterns. And I'm mostly sticking with the DMC colors that she called for, but I am doing the moon, her crazy red hair, the pumpkins, and the grass in some Weeks Dye Works colors, just to add some interest to it. And this is 32 count vintage Stormy Night Belfast. On day 11, I worked on God Save the Queen from Annie B's Folk Art. And I do not normally start with a border. Isn't that kind of scary because you don't know if it's going to match at the corners or not? But the gray color was one of only 3 colors that I had in stock for this pattern. And I thought it's okay to just have a few colors for MAYnia because I'm only going to work on it for one day right now. And by the time I get back to working on it, maybe in June, I'll have ordered the rest of the silks. I also was smart enough to check the border all the way around all 4 sides to make sure there was nothing different about the border, and it is absolutely perfectly the same on all 4 sides. So I felt good about the fact that it was going to meet up. Today is day 12, but of course it's Sunday and I haven't been home all day, so I haven't stitched yet. Not sure what I'm going to work on tonight. I have a couple things in the wings, and we'll see what I decide later, and I'll show you next week. Also, if you want to follow along, I am posting my progress about midnight every day on Instagram and Facebook, if you don't want to wait till next Sunday. Okay, that's the rest of my MAYnia for the week. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the giveaway for this week. Back to the Festive Little Fobs from Heartstring Samplery. Beth did 12 months worth of fobs for 2018, and then she came up with 2 more ideas. So there's actually 14 charts, and you can check her blog or Facebook. Does she have a yeah, you could check her, but you could also go to hoffmandis.com for Hoffman Distributing, and you can look up Festive Little Fobs there, because what I want you to do is choose which one you want to win for yourself out of the 14. So in the comments, you can say Festive Fob Americana, or Barnyard, Beekeeping, Christmas, Coffee, Harvest, Seaside, Springtime, Stitching, Summer Garden, Tea Time, Valentine, Winter, or Woodland. Lots of choices. I could have just picked the stitching one or the springtime one, but I'm going to let you have a choice because I have most of them in stock right now anyway. And then for last week's winner, so we had the Stitch MAYnia journal, if you remember, that was donated by Shelly Justy. And then I added the sticker plates from Lindy Stitches, and let's see if I do this right. I think I had it backwards last time. So it says, a stitch a day keeps the crazy away. That's from Amy Brecken, the vinyl cling that you can put on your window. Put all the names in a hat. Not a hat. Why do people say that? No, I didn't put it in a hat. I put it in a bag. Mixed it around and came up with Carol Safara. So Carol, I do have an index card for you in my file, but contact me just to make sure you haven't moved in the last couple years so I get it out to the right place. I think that's it. I'm done a little bit early. I'm not going to have any trouble loading this one. So happy Stitch MAYnia to you. Check my comments below for my show notes for my email address if you want to contact me about anything else. And thanks for watching. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.